Next, we honor Jonathan Wilson, a successful attorney here in Des Moines, who has a legacy of community involvement, including 12 years as a Des Moines school board member before coming out as gay and losing a contentious re-election bid in 1995. He went on to found and serve as president of the First Friday Breakfast Club, an association of gay men that has awarded over $250,000 in scholarships to high school students. He served as the executive director of the Gay and Lesbian Victory Fund in Washington, D.C., and has been on countless community boards. Jonathan's experience in the spotlight was ultimately a gift to many.
In 1974, the American Psychiatric Association took the position that homosexuality is not a mental illness. At that point in time, I was 29 years old, married to a woman, and had one child already. It would be 22 years later, on January 24, 1995, at 10:24 p.m., that I did my coming out exercise, televised statewide. Until the APA took that enlightened professional position, same-gender intimacy was illegal, sick, and a sin. The trifecta for oppression. A crime in every state in the Union, a diagnosable mental disorder, and condemned as sin by almost all religious institutions, including the United Methodist Church that I belong to. Webster's dictionary didn't figure out until the 1930s that homosexuality was actually a thing and gave it a name. Until then, 1,930 years post-biblical writer, everyone believed that everyone was straight or otherwise conforming. Same-gender intimacy was seen as straight people acting badly. The vote of the APA to remove homosexuality as a mental disorder carried by a margin of 5-3. That narrow margin was achieved only after countless generations of survivors struggled in the closet, often married to unsuspecting straight women, and sometimes to suspecting straight women. They had to hide and still find a way to find one another. Hide to avoid jail, religious discrimination, conversion therapy, all of the above, or worse. And hidden, they still were driven to find one another. And they did. They put in the thankless work of surviving in those conditions that finally enabled the vote of the APA. I said thankless work because with all the progress that has been made in the last 45 years, thanks to them, we can't thank them directly. The only way we can thank them is to help people who are coming behind us. The calling is to carry the torch, add an accelerant if the opportunity presents itself, and hand the torch off to a next generation that's sitting right over here, who may find and continue making a smoother path. If we could ask our predecessors, I think they would say, that's thanks enough. I want to thank One Iowa and DSM Magazine. I want to thank the other honorees for their remarkable contributions in carrying the torch. I want to thank my law firm, Davis Brown, for sticking with me after my coming out exercise. I want to thank my former spouse who is here, my son who is here, my daughter who is here, my son-in-law, my daughter-in-law, and my partner Scott Kupnio, who is seated right over here and is supposed to stand up. You all are my secret weapon, my support system. And thanks to everyone here who is non-conforming in one way or another, and others who are here as their allies. Thank you very much.